This is the Contender Season 2 finale. This is the battle for the bronze. 8 rounds of welterweight boxing action. Your judges are Max DeLuca, Marty Denkin, and Tony Krebs. The referee for this bout, Pat Russell. Introducing first, he's fighting out of the red corner. Weighing in at 149 pounds. He wears black and red. A professional record of 22 wins, 11 losses, 3 draws, and 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting for his family and Mexican pride from Tucson, Arizona, Norberto Across the ring, his opponent weighed in at 150 pounds. Wearing blue and red trunks. A professional record of 23 wins, 2 losses, 13 wins coming by way of knockout. He says, don't bark if you can't bite, and tonight he's in the ring to prove it. From the Motor City, Motown, Detroit, Michigan, Cornelius K9 Bundrage.
Okay, there's a line right there. There's a line right there just below that part. 8 rounds, touch him up. Good luck. Come out at the bell.
Joe Tessitore and Teddy Atlas with you ringside for the battle for the bronze. The ring experience. Bravo, only 2 years older, but ahead on the boxing resume. He's logged 205 total rounds as a pro, and if you look on that pugilistic dashboard, you would see that he's turned over that fighter dominator against good competition. On the other side, in the blue with the red trim, is K9 Bundrage. He's had numerous long layoffs through the years. He's never sustained any serious damage, but unfortunately, he has suffered out of the ring heartbreak recently. Horrific story, but on August 6th, his sister Denise was murdered in Detroit. Now, Detroit police have confirmed to us that they have made an arrest, but K9 Bundrage, the first thing he talked about when we met with him was that he is dedicating this fight to his sister Denise. So a heavy heart, and Teddy, the mental side of boxing, it plays such a big role that can work 2 ways. He can be empty or he can be inspired.
And to be a champion in the boxing world or in the contender world, the most important thing, 75% of this game, is to be able to handle adversity, control yourself emotionally and mentally, and sometimes overcome distress and controversy inside and outside the ring, and sometimes even overcome better skills by being mentally up to the challenge and superior to your opponent.
The knockout ratio, Bundrage 52%, 13 knockouts in 25 fights. He was actually involved in a rare double knockdown. That came against unbeaten prospect Saku Powell, and Bundrage was TKO'd in the first round of that fight. That was May, his last fight before the Contender.
Let those hands go. Stop. Right.
Well, as we touched on in the opening, Bravo has been in with the much better opposition throughout his career. As you just touched on, Joe, Bundrage had been in fairly safe until he fought undefeated prospect Saku Powell and was knocked out in 1 round for his first loss, but has lost a decision to former world champ Stevie Forbes since. Probably a confidence builder, even though it was a loss. It was to a former champ. It let him know he could compete at the next level. Size will play into this fight. If Bravo stands in front of Bundrage and gives him the landscape to let it play. and Bundrage hopes he does. He's the bigger man, much bigger. Most of his career at junior middleweight, dropped down to welterweight for this series. Bravo, much smaller, turned pro, 132 pounds, has fought as low as featherweight. Bundrage would like to make this an alley fight.
You talk about the weight, he said he weighed in at 185 pounds prior to the show, so he shaved down a lot. End of round one.
Action from the last round. Everybody's going to see that the bigger Bundrage landed the right hand. What the corner and what Bravo needs to see is why it landed. He was laying on his right side, leaving his left hand out.
Remaining in the path of that right hand. Nito Bravo in the black with red. K9 Bundrage in the blue with red trim. Round two scheduled for 8. The bronze medal match of the Contender finale. In that first round, according to the punch track numbers, you can see Bundrage had a 36-11 advantage. He had a 30-11 advantage in terms of the headshots, and that big right hand was the signature one.
As we said, Bundrage, the bigger, stronger man, having fought at a much heavier weight class throughout his career. Bravo, though smaller, has fought, as we said, the better opposition. A lot more amateur experience for Bravo. About 165 bouts to only 4 for Bundrage.
Bravo gave a glimpse moments ago of falling prey to the brawl style that Bundrage would want. Now he presses forward and backs up K9.
Let him go, Cornelius.
Using grappling on the inside. That has been the mark of many Bundrage fights.
The grappling is not what you'd want to see if you're a supporter of Bundrage. You want to see those hands free on the inside, whether he has to take a little step back, rotate his shoulders, give himself a little room, but you want to see the hands free. If you're in favor of Bundrage on the inside, he's the bigger, stronger man. He cannot use that advantage if his hands are tied up. Bravo, you don't mind seeing him tie up the bigger man on the inside. It is good strategy.
Lead right hand from K9.
Bravo standing in front of Bundrage much too much, being the smaller man.
You almost got the sense there that Nito Bravo anticipated a break from Pat Russell, but in waiting on it, Bundrage tried to score more.
Again, a little tying up on the inside. Okay for Bravo, the smaller man, to tie up and then look to get outside where he can have an advantage. Not so okay for the bigger Bundrage, who can't use his strength when tied up. Bundrage right now getting a little separation, hoping to catch Bravo coming in. You can see what Bundrage is looking to do right now. He's using the jab just as a setup punch. Not to do a lot of damage, but he's looking to set up a spot for that. The right hand that just missed.
Came with another one, though, on the back end, and now goes to the body with the right hand. Places an uppercut, and all of a sudden, Nito Bravo is in trouble. Can he fight his way out of it?
And it's not all of a sudden, because Bravo is standing in the wrong
right hand
of the bigger Bundrage. And Bundrage using that opportunity to show his superior size and strength.
Roll the knockdown. Bravo hurt in the second round.
You got him hurt too, Nito, okay? You got to suck it up now. You're letting him get off with that right hand. You see how you're slipping it? He's trying to bomb you straight with that right hand. You got to work more body on him, man. You're coming in on top, but you're falling in with your head, okay? Take your legs out, take your legs out. You got to work it out, bro. You got to work it out, okay?
That's how we work. So you got a deep breath. How's this fighter doing?
He's good.
You're going to have to show me something this round, kid. I don't want you taking a picture.
Action from the last round, and you can see right there the right hand clipping Bravo on the tip of the chin. That's where he first hurt him. Again, the right hand right on the chin by the bigger Bundrage. A little help for Bundrage getting the landscape that he needed. Bravo standing in front of him.
Nito Bravo, 35 years old, looking to resurrect his boxing career. K9 Bundrage, will he be on the hunt now Fighting with heartache, the loss of his sister Denise, who was murdered in August. The punches in round 2. Bundrage a 32-12 advantage. He has a 59-17 connect advantage with headshots.
You know, this series has been so important to give these fighters a chance to better and propel their careers. An opportunity they might not have gotten without the exposure of the Contender. But boxing, the sport of boxing, and the story you just said about Bundrage shows you the importance of this sport. It not only gives an opportunity to these fighters, it gives a life to these young men. Again, on the inside, the smaller Bravo clamping down, grabbing. You don't mind it with the smaller man. You could say that's good strategy. Bundrage ahead now, but will he pay for not taking advantage of using his size on the inside, allowing Bravo to grab him? I believe on the inside, Joe, Bundrage needs to make sure he separates himself just enough to get those hands off where he can show that superior strength.
It's what he didn't do against Stevie Forbes, and one of the reasons why Forbes punched his ticket to the Contender Finals. That will be coming up later. Forbes against Grady Brewer for $500,000.
Well, one thing that Bundrage is doing, when he initiates his punches, he's getting separation, and he's getting full extension on that right hand, and he hurts Bravo again. He's the bigger, stronger man, and he's getting full.
No belly down there. That is ruled a slip. But don't go thinking Nito Bravo isn't affected by these right hands here in round number 3.
And again, Bundrage getting an opportunity to really catch Bravo in the most dangerous position on the end of his punches.
Flash of heads there moments ago, and you could see K9 Bundrage affected in the left eye, but yet another right hand comes home.
And again, good separation by the bigger Bundrage, getting full extension. Completely full power on that right hand. He's able to shift into that right hand, pivot on his right foot, turn his weight into the punch, and have the distance to really be effective with Bravo.
Good exchange here. Bravo desperate to mount an offensive attack as we come to the end of round number 3. Joe Tessitore and Teddy Atlas with you ringside at the Staples Center. Round 4 scheduled for 8. The bronze medal match here at the Contender finale. Working our way towards the championship, Stevie Forbes and Grady Brewer. Nobody thought that Cornelius K9 Bundrage would have ever arrived at this point, but what a start he has had against the veteran Nito Bravo.
And again, Bundrage keeping separation, keeping a little gap where he can get full extension, full leverage on the big punch he's looking for, the right hand.
You saw Teddy Atlas's scorecard and a 10-8 second round. That was thanks to the right hand of K9 Bundrage that hurt Bravo and put him down in the final moments of the second round.
So far, Bundrage using his physical assets better than Bravo. Bundrage the bigger, stronger man, but the less experienced man. A little bit rawer as far as development. Only had 14 amateur fights. Bravo had 165 amateur fights, but so far, Bravo not showing those skills. Bravo needs to give angles, I believe. Not stand right in front of Bundrage as he eats another right hand.
Old school 1-2, a lot of power coming with that right hand of K9.
K9 is keeping it pretty simple. Jab and a right hand. Unfortunately for Bravo, he's keeping it simple too. Standing right in front of Bundrage where that jab and right hand is serving him.
Nito Bravo has been in against good talent. We saw him impress us against top prospect Demetrius Hopkins, the nephew of former middleweight champion Light heavyweight champion Bernard Hopkins also had a draw with former title contender Ben Tacky back in 2005, but he's struggling, eating right hand after right hand against K9.
You know, it's one thing when a fighter gets caught a punch in one round, but then you want to see an adjustment, like you want to see in anything in his life, in any sport, in any profession. You want to see him go back to his corner and correct what was wrong. So far, Bravo has not corrected what is wrong. Still standing in front of Bundrage, eating the same punch, the right hand.
Next time it's a point. Don't push on him.
Warning from Pat Russell to K9 Bundrage. As we come to the halfway point of what has been a dominating effort from K9 Bundrage, let's check in with Brian Kenny. BK.
All right, Joe, thank you so much. Let's go to the dressing room of Steve Forbes, getting ready now for the Contender Championship. Steve, describe your state of mind for us right now.
Be myself and execute my game plan. And that's just being focused and staying relaxed.
Yeah, you look calm to us all week long. How much of an advantage, Steve, having fought at the world-class level and having a title belt, going through this situation, how much of an advantage?
A huge advantage. I mean, this is an event, and you got to be mentally and emotionally prepared for it, and that I am.
Are you ready for the possibility of an extra round in case there's a draw? Are you aware of that?
Yes, I'm aware of it. I'm ready for whatever.
All right, so you have in your mind that you won't shut it down at the very end of that fight just in case?
Nope, I still got a lot left.
All right, very good. You have so far throughout the tournament. Steve, best of luck to you. Thanks for your time. Let's go back to Joe.
Thanks, Brian. Yeah, unique circumstances here. We have to crown a champion. We're going to hand out $500,000 in a Toyota truck. So if we did have a draw in the championship match, there would be a final deciding extra round, something new to the fight game. Round number 5, Teddy's scorecard through 4, easy to read. 40-35, the knockdown in the second round scored by K9 Bundrage. He is on his way to claiming the bronze medal. Can Nito Bravo mount a comeback?
You know, there's good news and bad news so far for Bravo. The good news first. He's only been hit with right hands. That is the only thing that is separating him and Bundrage from the lead in this fight. The bad news, he continues to get hit with right hand.
Well, that time, how about a left hook? Something new from K9. So now he's got all the weaponry in use. But as Teddy detailed well, the right hand has carried the day. He loads up 2 times with it.
And again, the same formula. A little separation for Bundrage, the bigger, stronger man. A nice straight right hand. And a little help. Not from his friend, but his opponent, Bravo, standing right in line of that right hand. No angles from the smaller, and you would think the more mobile Bravo. You would think that being the smaller man, having 165 amateur fights, he would have options. He would be able to move on his feet, give angles, keep the bigger man off balance. Not the case so far.
Cornelius Bundrage just showing off 4 steady and solid pumping jabs. Where was that during the Contender tournament?
Watch those headbutts inside, okay? I don't want inside my cut. Let's go. No.
Another warning from Pat Russell, the referee.
A good referee.
Very accomplished.
A man who you only see when you need to see him and knows how to take control and keep control of a fight.
Right, take a step.
You can see some swelling around the eyes of Nito Bravo.
You see some swelling under the left eye right now of Bundrage.
He complained about that left eye when we had a clash of heads earlier. Tries the right hand again. That time he wasn't able to connect. Here comes Bravo on the inside. They tie up.
All right, you guys are holding inside.
Even though you don't want to see Bravo standing in front of the bigger Bundrage, there's an opportunity for him to walk forward with right hands. The left hand low of Bundrage. Watch that left hand of Bundrage, very low. It can hurt him defensively and offensively. He has to get it up into punching position to use it.
Bravo, Bundrage, 3 rounds to go.
Right, step, corner. Now go.
Nito Bravo's family ringside, a sense of urgency. You see little 3-year-old Roman with Bravo shaved into his head. Round 6, a real uphill battle now for the veteran from Tucson, Arizona. K9 Bundrage, he has been on his game. He had a 20-7 connect advantage in that 5th round, excuse me. Teddy Atlas's scorecard, 50-44. Bravo being shut out.
So far, Bundrage, no knockdown, obviously being told to us by Pat Russell, the referee. So far, as I was saying, Bundrage pitching a perfect, not game, but fight. And he's using that jab just like a pitcher, setting up the fastball down the middle every once in a while in the form of a right hand.
Let's look at the punch track numbers. The average punches landed. Bundrage, and what a gap this is, 27-10 through 5. So Bravo absorbing a lot.
Again, Bundrage using that jab as a setup punch. Always in his mind at the right time, behind it will come a right hand.
He's just mauling him now.
Again, getting the perfect landscape to use his strength. Right now, a point being taken away from Bundrage, maybe a turning point in this fight. Definitely a point that Bravo desperately needs. A point taken away for pushing by Bundrage.
Well, if you're Nito Bravo right now, you flurry, you rally, you shoe shine, you steal around, you do whatever you have to do so that you can grab a 10-8 round and negate that 2nd round by K9 Bundrage. There's a right hand by Nito Bravo.
And that's exactly what's in the mind of Bravo. Sometimes the fighter who's behind could be stimulated by something that happens inside that ring besides punches. Right now, you can see Bravo was stimulated by that point being taken away. Like some fighters are stimulated when their opponents are cut. But Bundrage taking that advantage back by again landing right hand.
Oh, Bravo's hurt.
And getting full leverage, full extension on that power punch.
Nito Bravo clearly affected. Another right hand. It went to the body and then another one upstairs.
Step back. Break. Listen for the bell.
Right
Working
now,
our way to the championship match. We heard from Stevie Forbes. Now Brian Kenny has Grady Brewer. BK.
All right, Joe, thank you so much. Grady, we saw yesterday you got very emotional at the news conference. How are you reining in your emotions tonight?
-1 point.
Oh man, just ready to go. Just so excited. Just ready to get it on.
You told us that you had shoulder surgery. You didn't let anybody know before you got into this tournament. How is that shoulder? Will that hold up tonight?
Oh yes, it will hold up. It's doing a lot better. It's about 90% better than what it was on the Contender.
Grady, how much does this mean to you?
This means the world to me.
Grady, good talking to you. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Grady Brewer. Joe?
Brian, in the last round, there was a point deduction. Referee Pat Russell had warned him. K9 threw down Bravo, so a point was lost. But K9 came back so strongly at the end of that 6th round that Teddy, I think you have to mark that down as a 9-9 round. Would have been a 10-9 for Bundrage. Take the point away, you have a rare 9-9 round.
well, it is a 9-9 round, at least on my scorecard, that I would believe on the official scorecards. Actually, that point taken away that could have resulted if Bravo found a way to win the round in a 10-8, a very needed 10-8 round for Bravo, who's behind in this fight, at least on our scorecards. You would think the official scorecard, but in reality what it did was it saved Bravo for maybe a 10-8 round against him, because if it wasn't for that point taken away from Bundrage, very possible that dominant round for Bundrage, the way he hurt Bravo, may have been 10-8.
59-53. On Teddy's scorecard, Bravo would need the knockout win. 7th round scheduled for 8. Let me tell you something about Nito Bravo. If you followed him in his career, if you got a glimpse of him on the Contender, you know he's going to be there till the end. He is not going to give up. And moments ago, we showed you the graphic that says he's been to the deeper water. He has the experience later in fights. Bundrage does not.
You know, I used the analogy earlier of Bundrage being like a pitcher. So far, throwing almost a perfect game, using the jab to set up the fastball. You look at one of the great pitchers, one of the great relief pitchers of all time, Mariano Rivera. Only 2 basic pitches, a fastball and a cutter. And he's been able to have great consistency, great success with that. Just being steady with those 2 pitches. Bundrage has used nothing but the jab in the right hand, but he's mixed it up well. And he's had great success, great control over this fight with those 2 punches all night long.
Look at it right there. 3 jabs, keeping him out at range, and then places another big right hand.
Again, nothing complicated for Bundrage. He's proving you don't need a huge arsenal if you're consistent with the one you have. And if you have a little help from your opponent standing in front of you, which Bravo has been doing all night long.
Oh, he's in bad shape. Nito Bravo is hurt, and this fight is over.
A great showing by Bundrage. A poor one, although a brave one, by Bravo.
And let the emotion pour out for Cornelius Bundrage. A month and a half ago, he received the tragic news. His sister Denise murdered. Today, he stands before this crowd here in LA at the highest moment of his career. Cornelius K9 Bundrage. Detroit, born and raised tough. Kronk Gym produced. And now the bronze medalist of the Contender finale. Let's take a look at how he finished it, Teddy.
How he finished it is how he started it. Jabs and right hands, a little distance where he could get full leverage, full extension to use his biggest advantage here tonight. Size and strength, and a good stoppage by the referee, Pat Russell. Again, we talked about a pitcher using only 2 pitches to dominate. 2 punches used tonight by Bundrage to dominate. The jab in the right hand, and Joey mixed it up like a pitcher very well. Every once in a while, he took that fastball and he went downstairs with the right hand, not always upstairs. He even changed the direction of the jab from up and down. Good solid effort by Bundrage.
Brothers in arms, a very nice display of sportsmanship there. For the particulars, we go to Jeff Connor.
Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for these 2 contenders. In 2 minutes and 22 seconds of round number 7, referee Pat Russell stops the bout. The winner by knockout from Detroit, Michigan, Cornelius K9 Bundrage.
What a way to get it done. We will have much more of this Contender finale from the Staples Center, including a visit with Cornelius K9 Bundrage when we return. Moments ago, the scene ringside, the Bravo family witnessing their father and fiance crumbled in the ring here in LA. He gave a good effort, did Nito Bravo, but Cornelius K9 Bundrage, so inspired, and the highlight of his career, the 7th round TKO. Congratulations. I cannot imagine the emotion that you're going through right now. We detailed the horrific circumstances surrounding your sister. Congratulations. What are you feeling?
I mean, I feel real good. I'm happy to be on one for my sister. I'm happy to be here at the Staples Center fighting. I never ever been here before. I couldn't even afford to come to the Lakers game. And now I'm co-main event. It's wonderful.
Your son Deshaun celebrating here. Teddy, it was the right hand all night long that was getting it done.
You kept good separation, good distance. Did you understand that the right hand was going to carry you to victory tonight? Because you acted like that was your key to your fight plan, using the jab, always looking to set up the right hand.
You know what? I knew that from watching his tape that he would throw hooks whenever I would throw a right hand, because I seen that in the Contender. So I really wasn't going to too much throw the right hand. I was going to try to fake the right hand and catch him with a hook. But me and my coach, Javen Hill, we worked on throwing the right hand, double right hand, triple right hand.
You know, he's been a smaller man. If he had one advantage, he had more amateur experience, and he's been a smaller man. You would think that he would be the more mobile man, try to keep you off balance, being that you're the bigger, stronger guy. Were you surprised that he stood in front of you so much and allowed you to continue to use that right hand all night long?
You know what I noticed? I noticed that I know he's a Mexican, and he got a heart, a big heart. So I knew that even though I was a bigger guy, you know, when they got to saying bravo, bravo, he started coming. He that Mexican reality. And
so his heart got the better of his brain?
Yeah. You said it right. I remember when I fought on ESPN2 a long time ago. It was a throw-in bout, and you told me, you said K9, he's a good fighter, but he has no identity. And I think I got that identity now.
Well, I think you did. Tonight you found your identity, that jab in the right hand. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
K9, as you said so well, a young 33. You still have a bright future. Cornelius K9 Bundrage, the TKO winner to start off the Contender.